Hello everyone, Achadine over here, and today we are doing an update on our full physical, let's say, berserker build. And let me show you this Kurgal. It's nothing crazy as you might expect. He has around 200 or so depth, so it's a level 83 one. But I don't have the best of gears, and you kind of one tap him. I will show, of course, the full build now in a moment. But it's very good to do delve bosses and some bosses that have phases that you can kind of prepare things because you can one tap them like pick pop. Now let's go into the build itself. We are right now at level 94 berserker. And one thing also on all of the clips that I'm going to show, except on the last one that I'm going to explain a little bit um, what we are doing, we are using not this Watcher's Eye, but actually nothing because I was level 93 at that time. Now, this is kind of a standard, let's say, Arn's Anguish endurance thingies. We have 8 right now. So the links that we are using is Flicker Strike, Vaal of course. If you can get a 2120, even better. If not, nothing. Impale support. There are some arguments to actually go instead of impale another support that gives more damage and just cap impale with the Watcher's Eye or other things, but I prefer to just have 100% impale with few points because we only need like Harpooner and Brutal Skewering. Then Brutality that will eventually be changed to the Endurance charge one. With 8 endurance charges that we have right now, it's not still better. But when you have 10 or 12, that is going to be kind of what we end up with. It's going to be quite good. Increased critical damage. We do a lot of critical strikes, but we don't have a lot of multiplier on the build itself. So that's going to be good. As you get more Abyss Jewels when you go into the super good one with the cluster jewels, maybe you use a different support because we are going to be changing also to low life with the other things. Now, multi strike, of course, it's super good for normal clearing. If for bosses, if you want, you can have an endurance charge on melee stun and just change it. Melee physical damage, of course, very good. And that is kind of the thing. Now we'll use a lot of cool mechanics. That's why also you will see that I'm using a Duetress Flask, and in the future we're all going to be using a So Dripper Flask. And my rings, our gear right now is nothing crazy. Rolakesh, they are not super expensive. On the first days they are, and then they drop like a cliff. The helmet is going to eventually be an Abyssus, but I'm using this right now. Some life, resistances, chaos, a little bit of melee range, and that +1 to socket and melee gems is not doing anything. During Pride, Blood Rage, Stone. I'm going to open the pop right now, but this is kind of the build how it is right now. Now let's go into the specifics of it. We are on this PoE over here. As you can see, it's not a crazy build right now, only like 20 million or something, but with Ancestral Fury. I'm going to explain why it is doubled here. And we are a Berserker, as I said before. The first point that you get, of course, is Ancestral Fury. As Flicker, you want to hit twice. It works like that. You need to move a little bit, and your strike hits the previous place. The second point that you will get will be Aspect of Carnage. It's very good while leveling. You will feel the damage a lot. It's like having an extra support gem. If you're using a 4 link, it's like you're having a 5 link, even better 5 link, because you don't have the gems leveled. Then Crave the Slaughter, and of course the last point is going to be Rite of Ruin. Then when you have more things ready for the Vaal Flicker, you are going to also get the Chaos Bloodline and get Priest of Kopek. Then use Flesh and Flame to get back Rite of Ruin or Ancestral Fury. They are super cheap usually. I got mine for like 20 or 30 chaos each, like Flesh and then Flame. And I'm using the Ancestral Fury. If you can, try to get the Ancestral Fury one because this gives +1 rage on hit, and it's nothing bad to have it. You will have that one, and then this one and this one. And then for other things, of course, Tribal Fury right now, you can eventually take this off when you change to the Impaler. I'm going to explain that a little bit later. And of course, we are using a Steadfast until we get an Overlord cluster. And then when we get that Overlord cluster, we can change that to those. Now, as you can see here, we're using a Valhalla one to get Traitor. Ideally, you get Dexterity on many of these nodes. This one, this one, this one, this one, and this one will be the ones that we will be using mainly. When we get some Mana Leech, we are going to change from Spirit of War to Revelry because this affects our Pride, our Banner, and our Flesh and Stone. So it's kind of good. Also, if you have spare points, you can also get Forceful Skewering. But it's not that good because remember, we already capped chance of impale, and then 6 and 10% impale effect is nothing crazy. Also, if you see yourself quite good on a stun threshold, you can get, instead of wearing a stance, something else. But I don't recommend it right now because if you get interrupted while you are on Vaal Flickering, you are going to do no damage. No, you're going to get no leech, you're going to get no fortify because remember, you don't hit until it ends. And also, we are helping Alira to get some resistances and using some resistance points. Meanwhile, our jewelry and things is nothing crazy. Now, the top build is going to be using Ulnetol's bow instead of Eternal Struggle. And for clearing, you want the surface hard, that when you use Vaal Flicker, you are going to get Soul Eater for 20 seconds, and then you use Vaal Flicker every 20 seconds and get that Soul Eater. It's going to be super fast. I tried on it on another league and it's crazy, but right now we still also don't have the intelligence and the dexterity needed. We are going to be needing to have some gear changes. And these gloves right now are just normal gloves. As you can see, they are not influenced by Ether and Exarch because I'm going to Warlord Slayer them and try to get +1 Frenzy. If I don't get them, there are plenty like this with like, accuracy, and some intelligence. Nothing crazy. Now, of course, Bronze Leaf, you also want to double corrupt this to get +1 gems and duration because remember, Flicker Strike is a duration gem with Vaal Flicker and also with the normal Flicker, so it gets that +2. Of course, Abyssus, you are going to want big Abyssus PoE. And for rune graphs, the important ones are going to be the rune graph of the warp and the rune graph or treachery. They are going to be able to let you change to petrified blood and get the flesh stone on your health with this point over here with life reservation efficiency of skills. You can have a fully leveled precision, and then you get a level 1 or 2 vitality for the life on hit, and that should be it. Now, of course, I also have to change many things on my, for example, my eventuality rod. I want to get as many red sockets as possible to get that extra life, and as you know, these counterweight and smashing strikes are very good, so that's why we get them. Now, of course, our cluster will go on this point over here and this point over here with rearranging a lot of things. And now, of course, I'm going to show you 2 fast clips of me one-tapping some mobs. But first, let me explain a little bit why we are using the Doletress and a cool combo. We are using it because of Vengeful Cry. Vengeful Cry, when you take a savage hit, you will be able to use this Warcry, and then this Warcry will give you maximum rage, that's the important part, and also rage per second. This means that even if you have 0 rage, you're going to be getting some rage per second. around, as you can see here, it says 7, but you get a little bit more than that. And also more duration, and eventually with the warp, it's also going to last even longer. We do have a cap trait when we use our flasks. Remember, we will be using our flasks on bosses because we have the traitor and 1 flask left. Eventually, we will take these 2 off and have a Soul Reaper here. And we'll be able to cap critical strike chance with the Techrod's Jewel and some um, Murderous Jewels on our clusters. You need 5, and Techrod itself counts as 1, and then you get 2 on each cluster. For 5, you get 200% increased critical strike, and you take some critical strike points off and can put them somewhere else. I'm going to be updating the guide as I get more gear and things like that, but I will be quite busy with WoW and other things, so it may take a little bit. But you can always check my character. It's going to be Hachamirage. And now let's go into the clips itself and a little bit more information. I'm going to explain it in them. So this was Kurgal, and this is an echo of Incarnation of Fear. As you can see, first we use Endurance Cry, and it gives us like 4 or 5 endurance charges. Then we use Doedres. You kind of want a 3-3-3 Doedres, so try to get that one. It can be a little bit expensive, but don't worry, it's worth it. And this will give you 3 brutal charges because remember of the belt, 3 power charges, and also 3 frenzy charges. Frenzy charges are for something in the future, for when we kind of change to phase run, but we need the warp and other things for it to work. So it will be explained in a later video. And then you heal yourself with the Doedres Elixir and can use Vengeful Cry, and you can see my rage is going to go up quite a little bit here. While we are also on the Vaal Flicker Strike, you can use Berserk while you are on it, and also use your 2 potions. I'm using these 2 because they are super easy to have, but you can use unique ones like the Lion's Roar or the other one that is called that drops from Cortex, and then pop. You can see here he dies. Now there's also another take with the banner that we can do, but I'm going to show first this one over here. Also, this is the Incarnation of Dread. This is the Boystone fight, and I still didn't have the Watcher's Eye or anything. This is just something I did yesterday. You can see, same thing. We put that one over there. While we hit, we get the mark on there, and then pop. And we get our Voidstone. Now for some normal mapping that I'm going to show. This is nothing crazy also. We are just doing Guardian map. I still have to do the Shaper and Elder. I don't kind of like buying entrances and things. So I'm also going to show my tree, but it's not an important part of the guide. We are going to be Abyss and Breach with destructive play. And we attack very fast and we kill things. Our survivability is nothing omega crazy. As you can see, it's like 10k or something like that. But when we use Berserk, we kind of destroy boys quite easily. And now let me go and show the Lich itself. The Lich fight, Lich fights are very easy. Because a Mammoth you just do the normal thing. I actually do lip slam him because I want to interrupt him. It's because of some things, that way he doesn't do the super frontal cone annoying thing that can kill you. And then it's the same thing, you kill the Spire and going to the next one, Vaal Flicker Strike, going to the next one, Vaal Flicker Strike, going to the next one, and then again Vaal Flicker Strike. He didn't die because of course he popped a lot of boys over here, but as you can see, it's going to be super fast and easy to do the bosses. And that is kind of it. Now I'm going to explain one last thing that you may use and to have even more damage. You may need it for Ubers or something like that. Right now I'm using the War Banner, but I'm not popping it almost never because it's not really needed. But you can get the mastery for 5 valor when you Warcry, and Warcry with endurance, enduring cry, and also Bangles cry. You link them with the cooldown reduction that gives like 40 or 50%. Should be able to work on it, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. And even a 10 valor or 15 valor banner is going to be quite a bit of extra damage that you do. Now, if I missed everything, I'm sorry, but I think I went into everything that I kind of did on the update. I do know that I can save a point if I change this to this one. I'm going to do that in game. But for the other things, you can change quite a little bit. You can also put these 2 points over here and move these ones. Instead of using these points over here, use these ones and also save like 2 points. But you are losing quite a bit of life. Don't recommend it. And then my anoint right now, it's only True Strike. But eventually I will have like the +1 courses to get vulnerability on my Unetol's Bow. And then for the Surface Heart, I'm likely going to have to use the Utmost Intelligence anoint to get that extra intelligence that I need and be able to use it. I'm also very hyped to in the future post a guide on the new things. I will see you on the next video. Of course, the path of building is in the description, and like and subscribe if you like the content. We can never have enough people doing things about Flickr.